Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 3 Under Par podcast. This is a golf podcast where
Little White Ball is live.
I'm your host, Scotty T, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, KJ and T-Bone. What's up, boys?
What's going on?
How we doing? Catching some rays, baby.
T-Bone, you look like you're struggling a little bit, man.
Yeah, I can't find a good angle, unfortunately.
Rocking the bucket hat. You doing good? Oh, there we go. You look great.
Appreciate it.
How was golf this weekend?
So, I diagnosed the game. I went hole by hole, and let's just say the end result was an 84.
Bad?
Cypress wood that was probably playing 6,500 yards, but I counted it, and I hit 5 greens in regulation. Birdied 2 out of those 5 holes. So there's some magic there, but just got to get on the greens, and we're gonna be cooking.
Are you putting yourself in fairway off the tee, or is it just purely irons?
It's buff.
That's all right. KJ, how about you? What'd you get into?
I played Cinco on Saturday. It was blowing pretty hard. I did pretty well. I think I made like 14 pars, but on 18, hit it right down the middle. And I hit a full-on hosel rocket so far right that I almost hit it on the putting green. I mean, on the practice green.
Dude, that's like over the water and everything. That is like 80 yards
like
right.
Full 45 degrees right. Like just immediate howitzer right.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Sunday I played Augusta National. So,
Really?
Yeah. You want to talk about a windy day.
The course is
That
hard.
course, it was blowing like 30. So, it was good.
T-Bone, you played out there last week, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's
Man, dude.
hard.
Yeah, that course is no joke. A little bit, very hilly for Houston. Houston's not known for its hills.
Yeah,
And
it's so damn ugly. The grass is dead. There's houses on every hole, except for the first hole. There's a driving range instead.
And
But,
a Honda always on the left that you almost hit. It just
Right.
happens.
The last few times I've played that hole, my friends don't really know or care what OB is, so they hit in the grass median strip in between the traffic on the road. So they rope hook it off the golf course into the grass median.
that sounds about right.
So, what
Man.
is you get better if you play with better players. So, we're doing well.
Man,
On the
all
road
right.
to success, baby.
Gosh,
Now that we're talking, I got to tell a quick story about my Saturday round. I don't know
Yeah.
if I've been most pissed off in a golf course I'm not going to say my life, but anyways, I'm playing with a guy and I'm not going to name any names because he's a loyal listener, so I won't throw him under the bus, but he's a beginner. And he's just, that's the best I can say. He's a beginner. And his swing is so inside that it's almost hitting his right leg basically every time. So we're on 18 at Cypresswood, and I'm standing, direct
Playing traditions or are you playing the Cypress course?
Cypress.
Okay.
So he's hitting, and I'm standing on the other side of him. And he hits his first one, just dog shit, re-tees, and it is basically a Phil Mickelson flop shot that goes over my head. It was beautiful, but he had the driver so inside. It was an inside sky that went up about 8 feet right over my head. And I'm watching this thing go over my head, hits the cart path, and bounces backwards. And I'm dying. I'm shitting my pants. I'm laughing so hard. And he's so pissed off that he comes and tackles the shit out of me. I know. We're wrestling for like two minutes, just going at it. My jaw's like all red. He's got a scrape on his face. We almost crushed his glasses. I was wrestling for 2 minutes. I've hit 5 greens all day, and I got to hit my tee shot as Super Wolf on the hole. Let's just say I didn't.
After that?
Yeah. And my other buddy, we're playing a wolf game and we got side bets going. My friend's got a 3-foot downhill putt. He knocks it away like he thinks the hole's over. So it was a rough day on the course. I've never been that pissed off ever, I don't think. But they're my friends, right?
AJ, something that happened when we were playing a couple weeks ago, which we did not talk about. It was when your boys came and joined us on that third nine, and one of your friends was taking he like hit a driver, but the ball fell off the tee, and like he just completely missed the ball. Do you remember that?
Is this the day at the tournament?
Yes.
That third nine is very, very fuzzy.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, so like he's taking a full swing, and at the top of his backswing, when he's about to make his move towards the ball falls off the tee, but he's already started, so he can't stop. And he just straight misses the golf ball. It was like a batter swinging at a curveball and a swing and a miss. It was hilarious. We died laughing. And it was at Cypress Wood 18. So there you go.
Something over there.
Man, there's something about it. So, man, I don't know about y'all, but I was feeling a little withdrawal this weekend. No Masters tournament, obviously. No golf. Sports is still at a hiatus. People are talking about whether they're going to open up the economy or open up sports again. I don't know. Really, this is a golf podcast. We're going to talk all about golf. I don't want to get into the speculation game yet. Look, at the time of this recording, it's April 13th. We don't know yet. There's still a lot of weeks that's going on. Masters is going to be in November. This is supposed to be Masters week, and I think they did a really good job of like giving me a little taste, wetting my whistle a little bit of what it was going to be like or what this week should have been like. And I was really pumped about it. Did y'all have a chance to watch any of the coverage of Masters this weekend?
I played a lot of golf.
That's not a bad thing, though. Like, you're right. That's just not a bad thing.
I watched a lot of the 05 Masters, and I didn't realize how much Tiger pissed away that lead. I think he was up 4 or 5 shots on Chris DeMarco.
Yeah.
And
well, what's crazy is that so they had to – I think there was a lot of rain early on in that week, and so they didn't even finish the third round. They had to finish their third round Sunday morning. DeMarco had a 3-shot lead going into Sunday morning with 27 holes left to play, and he blew that 3-shot lead in like 20 minutes in a matter of one hole.
Yeah, I didn't watch that part of it. So,
but to your point,
I think he was 14 under, and Chris DeMarco's 9 or 10 with like 15 holes left, and Tiger, I mean, the iconic chip in at 16 that everyone knows on the Nike ball just hanging on the edge, but he bogeys 17 and 18, and he makes like a 4-footer on 18. It wasn't a –
It was a good bogey.
Yeah. And
DeMarco almost chipped in.
Yeah, DeMarco almost chipped in. And then I remember that 5 Masters, I'm watching it with my brother, and they're going into the playoff, and I go, yeah, I think this was a pretty anticlimactic playoff because, you know, Tiger chips in. That's the only shot they ever show. So I think he just like taps in, or they're going to go play a few more, and it's going to end with a birdie or a tap in par. And I see Tiger make the 25-footer for birdie in the fist pump, and I was like, yeah, I was a little off on that one.
Yeah. So for those who weren't able to watch any of it, I think even starting on Wednesday, they showed the 86 Masters, the 97 Masters. So 86 was when Jack won. 97 was the win for the ages Tiger. Then they showed Tiger's win in 05. Then they showed Phil Mickelson's win on Saturday of 2004. And then last year they replayed, or on Sunday they replayed last year's broadcast in 2019. Out of those 5 guys, which one sticks out to you? KJ, which do you think, being the golf teacher and student of the game that really are?
Go ahead and
to kind of go away from your question there.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit, but I had a question, the top 3 Masters that stick out in your mind.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking about it. Obviously 19, you know, probably the biggest moment in all of sports, not just golf. That one would be number 1. And then 2015, when Jordan was just on his tear. Okay. Absolutely on his tear.
Nice.
And then and then I'd say probably 2010 with Phil were probably my top 3 that stick out the most to me. 97 win for the ages, yes, but we were also 5 and 6 years old, so it doesn't stick out. Masters is more of just than a tournament. It's an experience, and you connect with it. You don't do that when you're 4 and 5, 6 years old. So that one didn't stick with me as much, but those would be my top 3 right there.
JJ, what's the first Masters you remember watching?
Probably 2000. And I got to watch Tiger's beautiful 2001 like run, just dominating everybody. That's when I kind of really decided, you know what, I'm gonna start going this golf route.
T-Bone, how about you? Pose that question before we got on here. KJ just answered it. Top 3 Masters that stick out to you.
So I was just thinking about it, and for all of the wrong reasons, 3 out of the last 4 stick out to me a lot. 2019.
No.
What, you're going to do this?
No. You're going to be the ad guy.
We're talking about the Masters. It's supposed to be a good memory.
2019.
Supposed to be fond of it, all right?
2019, great memory because it was the best major I've ever seen in my life. 2018, I've never rooted against. Actually, no. I thought I couldn't root more against a golfer in 2018, but I would say 2016, I was rooting against Danny Willett harder than anyone I've ever watched golf against or watched golf.
And sad.
Then 2018 with Patrick Reed was the same, and it's when you have the tournament that the sporting event you look forward to the whole year, and it's ruined, especially in a super upsetting, dramatic fashion, like Spieth making an 8 or 7 on hole 12. That was,
the golden shower. The golden shower.
I'm always gonna remember that. Always.
Hey,
pissed it away, baby.
KJ, you brought that up last year on last year's podcast, and then sure enough, replaying 2019, Francesco, Brooks, Finau, they all hit it in the water on 12.
This last Masters, I've seen some people kind of throw it away on 12. I've never seen that many people struggle that hard with 12 than this year. It almost looked like a clusterfuck. Nobody could get it.
Yeah, seriously. Dude, last year, I kind of forgot. Last year was the who's who of golf. Really. Last year's leaderboard was unbelievable. I got it pulled up here, so I'm going to read it off to you. This is in order. Xander Schauffele, Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson finished tied second, 1 shot off the lead. Francesco Molinari, Jason Day, Webb Simpson, Tony Finau, Patrick Cantlay, John Rahm, Ricky Fowler, Bubba Watson, Matt Kuchar.
That's in order?
That's in order. Come on.
It just sounds like you named, the best players in the world.
And then after that is Ian Poulter, but
nope. That's got to be T-Bones. How is that not one of your favorite golfers?
Oh, Justin Thomas was T12 too.
Poulter has the diciest shoe collection and trousers on the planet, and you don't love that guy?
No, I do.
Do you remember the frosted tips in the mid 2000s?
And the small Oakleys that would have at a huge slant.
Yeah.
Just makes me cringe.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean that is the who's who of golf. I mean, some even notables that finished inside the top 20 were Jordan Spieth, Adam Scott, Phil Mickelson, all past winners there. You can never count out Rory McIlroy too. He's going to win at some point, in my opinion. Well, no. I think I said he's never going to win. That's my stance. He's never going to win the Masters.
Something pretty strong on that stance.
Look, I got to dig my heels in on something, and that's one thing I'm going to dig my heels in. I think Rory McIlroy will never win the Masters.
I think he said today that selfishly moving the Masters to November is going to help him. More into it, but that's what he said.
What was his theory behind that?
I don't know. I didn't read any more into it, but maybe it has something to do with maybe more of a British Open type feel. I don't know. That's what he said.
Could be.
Is that your golf gossip?
Sure, yeah.
That course playing firmer and faster, probably that time of year, is just astonishing to me. Thinking that anything's going to get firmer and faster than Augusta, like in its prime, Like put 25 miles an hour and make that course play firmer at like 12.5 on the stimp meter. Like what are you going to do? 13 on the stimp meter. What are you going to do? There's no way.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I got the quote pulled up here, which is pretty interesting now that I'm thinking about it. He said there's just going to be a different feel on it. Always feel like there's a bit of anticipation going into Augusta because it's the first event of the year. There's all this hype. I don't think it will feel that way this year. I think there's a lot to that because it's going to be in November. Think about what's going to be happening before then. You got the U.S. Open. You got the Ryder Cup. You have the Tour Championship already that's going to be played. And the Ryder Cup, coming off the Ryder Cup, the Masters is going to feel like almost, I'm not going to say not nothing, but there's nothing like the Ryder Cup, especially for the Europeans. So, yeah, that's interesting. I don't think he's ever going to win the Masters, though, because of his putting. Again, seeing those grains, how much undulation they are, you got to be – look, you look at the best winners in the world, they're generally the best putters or the best putters of that week. Even Adam Scott, the only reason why he won is because he was using the long putter at the time. He's doing this. They banned the anchor putter, and he hasn't been near the leaderboard really. So, yeah, I think he'll always be up there. He's 30 years old. For the next 15 years, he'll be up there. I don't know if he might be like a Lee Trevino and just never win the Masters. I don't know.
That's something I brought up. I don't know if it was last year or not, but if you look at Rory, his game, he's known for one thing: hitting bombs and being the best driver of the golf ball probably to ever live. Around Augusta, you can miss some drives. It's very important, getting it in play, right spots off the tee. But one thing you have to do there is put yourself in the proper position on the greens. You can hit it to 12 feet, and if you're on the wrong side, it doesn't matter. You'd rather have 25 on the other side. And what he was struggling with was really 150 in. His proximity to the hole was like absolute dog shit, and then his putting. Right. So you've got to be able to hit the proper shelves out there and make those sometimes 12, 15-footers for par. It's just as good as you can do.
And you got to stay below the hole, especially out there. To your point, if you're on the wrong shelf or even above the hole, look, you're going to have to make downhill sliders at some point, but if you can minimize your downhill putts, you're going to give yourself a better chance to do well at Augusta. So my top three, 2019, I would probably say 2015 too, KJ. The 97, I was 5 years old at the time. Like, don't really remember watching it. I do remember watching 98 though, with Marco Mira when he won. That was pretty cool. And then I'll probably say 2005, just because that chip in. I feel so bad for Chris DeMarco. That son of a bitch. He got so close so many times. Think about it. He's in the final group in 2004, but he gets matched up against Phil Mickelson and Ernie Els, two of the greatest. In 2005, he goes toe-to-toe with peak Tiger Woods and almost beats him. Like, I feel so bad for that guy.
Yeah, that chip in was pretty damn close.
Is that chip in 2005 like the best shot ever?
I think that's probably the most famous shot.
It was like God himself stopped that Nike logo right in front of the camera and just a gift.
You couldn't have scripted it better than that.
Unbelievable.
I think that shot is as famous as the announcer better than most at Sawgrass. Like, those are right up there as far as calls and shots.
Yeah. What do you think is more famous, Jack's putt on 17 in 86 or Tiger's chip in 2015? With Vern Youngquist is on the call on both of them too, with the yes sir and the in your life. Have you seen anything like that? T-Bone, what you think on that, man?
Well, most people don't know that he copied the yes sir.
That is very true. Good point.
So, just because of authenticity, I got to go with the chip in. I think it's better too. It's just electric. I mean, you can see the Nike logo. Just that's as good as it gets.
I agree.
Yeah.
KJ.
No doubt, the chip. I mean, if you look where he had to play that golf ball, putt, sometimes you hit a bad putt and they go in. Not saying Jack's was a bad putt, but it was a putt. Tiger played this ball like 30 feet left of where he was trying to end up. And he had to carry it. He had that, that second cut right behind the golf ball. So he hit down on it, carried exactly where he wanted it to, bounced exactly like he wanted to, checked on the line.
One of that the other day, I didn't realize it was right in front of the cut of rough, and you see his practice coming in
which makes it almost impossible to get that kind of spin on a check shot. Like, it's unreal.
It's crazy.
Those are usually the stub and rollers.
Going back to 86, I didn't realize how much Sevy blew it or how much Tom Watson blew it. Greg Norman blew it. Jack Nicklaus had no business winning that golf tournament.
That's a lie. Everybody knows how much Greg Norman blew it. Like, the Shark has blown some Masters.
Okay, but point is, there's Jack, he even bogeyed 12. He bogeyed 12, and then I think he birdies 13, eagles 15, birdies 16, 17. So he went 5 under the rest of the way in. But he was 5 shots back with only 6 holes to play, and Sevy and all those guys were an hour behind him, and he still won. Unbelievable. So that's why that's historic. Obviously, 18 major wins. What was he, 46 when he won?
46 and 86.
Crazy town. We got some questions that we got from the crew. We probably got a few more minutes here before Zoom cuts us off because we're not paying for it. So cut the check, Zoom. Just kidding. They got to be making so much money off this whole coronavirus thing. It's unbelievable. So this question is from Garza, roommate, friend of the pod. Where does Augusta National rank in terms of toughest courses with majors? Think even U.S. Opens. I'll give y'all time to think about it. Honestly, I don't think it cracks my top 5. I think it's a little skewed, though, because when you think of your traditional U.S. Open courses like a Shinnecock or Winged Foot, or Oakmont, they're in U.S. Open conditions. The rough is thrown out. The greens are
making
fast.
It that way.
Exactly. Augusta National doesn't set up that way. So that's why I think it's a little hard to tell. I mean, Shinnecock and Oakmont are probably on a day in and day out basis the hardest courses in America.
What was the year the U.S. Open where they were like, all right, we really want even par to win it, and I think 1 or 2 under was
I think it was Shinnecock.
What was it, Shinnecock? It was just miserable. I watched a guy make a good 7 on a par 4. A good 7.
I think that's why when Brooks Koepka won, I believe he won there. That was the year after his win at Erin Hills. So that's what kind of gave him a little bit more credibility. And then obviously wins the PGA at the Bethpage Black, which just solidified him.
I think this was more when we were in high school.
I think the winning score at Winged Foot when Phil blew it was 4 over.
What? Really?
Yeah. What year was that? 2005?
2005? You talking about that year when he was wearing the yellow shirt and blew it way left off the tee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was 05.
Okay. 05. No, that was when 05 was Pinehurst.
When was it?
I don't know. Anyway, so I think it cracks my top 10. T-Bone, does it crack your top 10? Augusta National?
Honestly, I'm not a big course guy.
The hard point is, like you said, is, not a lot of things change with Augusta. They'll change green complex or something like that. The courses that you see in the U.S. Open, that's not the course that you see 11 and a half months out of the year. So it's hard to say because the conditions are, it's apples and oranges. If you go just off the course, who knows?
Back to U.S. Opens, I think when Graham McDowell won the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach, it was right around even par.
It was at even.
Pebble Beach that's all over the place with difficulty.
The winning score at Winged Foot, that was 2006 U.S. Open when Phil blew it.
Yeah.
+5.
Whoo!
+5 won the golf tournament.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking about then.
Can you imagine that? Now?
Guys, it was a time in golf where guys were winning at 15, 18, 20 under par, like you see regularly now. And they're like, we got to get back to old style. This is kind of a heritage U.S. Open. We play more difficult. It's got to be around even par. We don't want guys playing our country's tournament, our country's Open, shooting 15 under.
I couldn't agree more. And that's why whenever Zach Johnson at Shinnecock was like, they've lost the golf course. Shut up, Zach Johnson.
Yeah.
Shut up. Like, I'm a big ZJ guy. I love Zach Johnson. But, dude, shut up. You're playing the U.S. Open. It's supposed to be tough. Throw some stones and play some golf. Like, you made the cut anyway, dude. You're getting paid. Shut up.
Back to Zach Johnson, the Masters. I saw the replay of him last year.
The toe shank.
13. Yeah, it's doing his practice swings and boop, boop.
What was funny that I thought about that is he hits it and he immediately walks to it, and then he stops. Like, it finally sets in, like, oh, fuck, I just hit a toe shank into the tee marker at Augusta.
He goes, oh, shit. Is that a penalty? Do I pick it up? I'm like, pick it up. Okay.
You know who was right there, too? Matt
Cooch.
Cooch. Yes.
Which is funny because he was immediately like, oh, yeah, pick it up.
Of course he was. What a guy.
Not so much that same scenario with Sergio at the match play.
Ooh. Yikes. Okay, 2 more questions, then we'll get out of here. KJ, I know your answer, so I'm going to go T-Bone on this one. This is from Chris on Twitter. 5 different putts from 6 feet. If you make them all, you get $1 million. Each one you miss gets you 1 month in jail. Are you doing it? T-Bone, go.
Hell no.
No chance?
Putting probably the best part of my game, too, and not a chance in hell.
Is it because you don't think you're going to make any? You don't think you can make one of those 5 putts?
I just know how nervous I'd be. I get nervous for a Wolf game over $20. So, put me in jail? Yeah, I'm not touching them. I'm not sniffing it.
KJ, how about you? And remember, you got to make all of them. You got to make 5 6-footers for $1 million, and for each one you miss, you spend a month in jail. KJ,
you don't have to make all of them. It's $1 million a putt or a month in jail a putt. So that's what. That's a.
Well, I'm reading right here. This says if you make them all, you get $1 million. So I think you got to make all of them.
Oh, I thought it was $1 million a putt. I was like, shit, I got no problem getting jammed up for 4 months for $1 million. I'll miss 4 out of the 5. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I mean, it depends.
If it's all or nothing. No,
absolutely not. Especially if they're changing break and all that kind of stuff. Even a straight putt from 6 feet.
The question was 5 feet.
6 feet.
6 feet.
Oh, I'm not doing it from. I probably wouldn't do it from 3.
I thought it was $1 million a putt. So
you're telling me I get a downhill slider 3-footer if I miss and go to jail? Dude, put me in the jumpsuit. I'm out of here.
KJ, I'm with you. If it's $1 million per putt, then yes, I'm taking it. If it's you got to make all of them, no. I probably wouldn't.
$1 million per putt.
No chance.
Yeah, dude. Because if you make 4 out of 6, yeah, he's been 2 months in jail, but you got $4 million sitting in the bank.
Honestly,
no problem.
1 out of 5.
Yeah,
1 out of 6.
That's what I'm saying. I'll get jammed up for 4 months for $1 million. No problem.
Interesting. It's a good question. Yeah, if it's all or nothing, no chance. Because KJ, you've seen me try to make 4-footers, and it's just not good. It's not good. I have a better chance from 30 feet than I do from 4 feet.
65-foot double breaker last weekend, I think it was.
Come on now.
Wow.
Talk to me. Okay, one more quick one. This is from our friend Colton. Shout out to Colton, man. Loyal listener, 300 par putt. Who wins more majors in the future? JT, John Rahm, Xander, Fowler, Finau, or Cantlay? That's a lot of people.
Shit, that's a lot. Can you put them on the screen so I can get a menu to pick from again?
Let's see.
JT, Fowler. Who else?
JT, Fowler, Rahm. Let's go categories. JT, Fowler, Rahm.
JT.
Yeah, I think JT.
What do you think, T-Bone? Out of those 3.
Probably JT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird when he's at the top of his game. I feel like he's going to win the Grand Slam, but then he was hurt for most of last year. So I don't know. He's probably the best out of all of them, but I could be equally as. Or wouldn't I could see.
Who are the other three?
The other three are Shoffley, Finau, and Cantlay.
That's hard.
Dude, I don't think it's Finau because he's only won once on the PGA Tour in general.
Cantlay, I think, has as far as the ability out of all of them, he's was better than Jordan coming out. I mean, we've seen him play. He can be everything. And Xander, I thought was going to be way better than, or at least have way more to his name at this point in his career than he does. And I think he's down the road from that. I think he's gonna turn it around. But I think out of those 6, I would have to go JT, Cantlay, Rahm, Xander, Fowler, Finau.
Whoa.
Yeah, Fowler's down there, big dog. As far as majors.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, dude, I've always said I think JT's going to have the better career than Jordan Spieth, to be honest. Because Thomas, I'm with you, man. When he's on, that guy, he can play some really good golf. Cantlay, he's kind of a loner out there, it seems like. It's like he has – and to be really good, to be that major champion, you almost need to be a little bit of a loner. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody leave me alone. I'm in the zone.
He's gonna get
Did you
it
say
done.
Patrick Reed? Get out of here, Scaff. Man, and Fowler, dude, yeah, I'm with you. I think Xander, yeah, we were all in on him whenever we started this podcast, KJ.
Dude, he's my boy.
You love his golf swing, too.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
And I thought he'd be more consistent. He does have a good amount of wins right now. Goodness, he finished second at the Masters last year. He's doing all right. But yeah, I thought he'd be more on a week in, week out basis. I don't know.
But if you would have told me in his hype, him coming out and him being a hot all-star, just fresh on the scene, if you had told me that we would have talked about Matt Kuchar so many more fucking times than Xander Schauffele, I would have shot you. Unreal.
It's true. Okay. Also, this is from Aldo. Who from the crew wins in a game of putt-putt? I'm going to say it's not me. I suck at putt-putt. I am legitimately bad at putt-putt.
Because you always have to finish them out. So that's actually a good question because it's not who is the best putter.
I'm gonna say, well, shit. I was gonna give you shit, but it really is just more on me. I was gonna say KJ has the center shafted putter, but at the same time, my putter you could exchange at the mini putt place, and they wouldn't even notice.
It wouldn't even fucking know.
It looks the same, so I'm gonna give myself the advantage there.
I don't know what it is. Maybe once. I don't even know if we have a mini putt in Houston anymore.
I don't think so either.
I haven't seen one.
Putting edge, marquee.
Ooh, RIP.
That's
Putting
still
edge.
a thing?
No, that's not there anymore.
Like 08.
Goodness gracious. Well, it sounds like we need to do a putt match then. That sounds like some good content.
That needs to be the first order of business as soon as this shit goes away.
We talked about, we had our goofy ass chipping contest. There was lefty off the mat, all that stuff. I won that competition, so.
Fake
now
news.
if you could just do it in like real golf.
Any stuff that's not real golf.
Let's go. You might be right. I think T-Bone would probably win this, KJ. We might be in trouble.
I got a T-Bone slogan.
Hey, look, I'll outputt most people on the actual golf course, but when it comes to putt, I'm not good. I'll take the L on that one.
May not be a real golf guy, but I'm definitely a fake golf guy.
Thomas, we need you out there, man.
I know. I'm trying.
All right, boys. That's all I got. Anything else y'all want to add?
I think we're good.
Send her home.
Thanks for tuning in. Social distancing style. For everybody tuning in, we appreciate you being here. Follow us on social media at 300 Part Pod. That is the number 300 Part Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe, rate, and review. If you're here on YouTube, click that subscribe button right there. Give this video a like as well. Click that notification bell so whenever we pop up, it'll pop up on your smartphones, or that's what I hear. I don't really know. Technology is kind of weird. We're figuring this out. We're social distancing. KJ finally figured out what Gmail was. It's a big day.
That's fucked up. I've had
I was just saying if you're paying attention.
Easy to take shots from across the city, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Hey, look, I'm in a new house too, so you don't know where I live yet. Like That's
fine. That's fine. I'll figure it out.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please write a review there. Give us 5 stars. Hopefully we have a guest that is coming pretty soon. Working on it. Tell a friend too. Look, we're all social distancing. I'm getting pretty antsy. Are y'all getting antsy? Like, at least we can still play golf. But
I'm playing golf like every other day at least, so I'm pretty good. I wouldn't mind this shit at all. Work from home and get to play as much golf as I possibly ever have in my life. Love it.
Well, I'm getting kind of antsy. But so that's why, if everybody else is out there, listen to 300 Par Pod. Tell your friends if they're big golfers. Tell them, because we got nothing else to do. Look, you're working from home. You're probably done with your work by noon anyway. If you're not playing golf, come listen to 300 Par Pod. Pretty simple. We rely on you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I'm Scott. For KJ, T-Bone, we'll see you next week. And remember,
little white ball is life.